He married my wife. So I shot him 37 times. 12 years ago, me and my wife Ramona were living the kind of love you only see in movies. We went on dates almost every night, kissed like it was our last day on Earth, and built a life that felt untouchable. Until he showed up. Chad. Chad was the kind of guy who thought his mixtape would blow up any second, but in reality, he was just blowing up my couch cushions. He never paid bills, ate all our food, and somehow managed to tag along on every date, like a third-wheel parasite. And the worst part? Ramona adored him. One stormy night, fate cut my work shift short. I walked through my front door and froze. There they were, Ramona and Chad, making love like a scene ripped out of a cheap romance novel. Ramona met my eyes, calm as ever, and said, "I think we should get a divorce." And Chad? He just laughed in my face, like betrayal was his favorite joke. I didn't yell, didn't cry. I just nodded, because I knew then. I had time. Time to let them think they'd won. Years passed. They married, had 2 kids, bought a house. But the fairy tale rotted. Chad never got a job, never lifted a finger. Ramona worked 3 jobs until the joy drained from her face. Eye bags, messy hair, stress etched into her soul. Meanwhile, Chad drowned himself in bottles and rage, his love taps turning into punches, his words into weapons. The kids grew terrified of their own father. And then, fate threw me another gift. I accidentally bumped into Ramona one night. One talk led to another, one drink to another, and soon we were tangled in motel sheets. A little birdie sang that truth straight into Chad's ear. And instead of saving his family, he drank harder, hit harder, and destroyed everything. They lost their home, their jobs, their dignity. They ended up in the streets, broken, filthy, forgotten. That's when I started Operation Bang Bang. I logged onto the dark web, scrolling through pages that looked like something straight out of a horror movie. No Amazon reviews, no refunds, just silence and shadows. After a few coded messages and an untraceable transfer, I had what I needed. An AK-47 wrapped in oil-stained paper, delivered like a cursed package. The moment I held it, the weight wasn't just metal. It was 12 years of betrayal and rage. I knew then that the operation had truly begun. Finding Chad wasn't hard. He was easy to spot, drifting between bars and liquor stores, a shell of the man who once laughed in my face. One night, I found him slumped outside a gas station, bottle in hand, eyes empty. I stepped forward and he looked up at me, barely recognizing who I was. That's when I pulled the trigger. 37 times. Once for every sleepless night. Once for every scar. Once for every lie and betrayal. When the echoes faded, there was nothing left but silence and justice.